What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for coming through and joining me at Simply Put Sense. Guys, today I have a really awesome video for you. I wanted to go over 4 new fragrances released by the house of Tom Ford and Roja Parfum. The first two from Tom Ford is going to be Black Lacquer, or what I love to call Black Lacquer, and the amazing Soleil Neige Parfum. Literally 2 awesome fragrances that are just released by Tom Ford, who's going off, by the way. Tom Ford is killing it. They have been like not allowing us to breathe. They're coming out with new release after new release, and I have to say I'm kind of into them. And also, we're getting into the new fragrances from Roja Parfum, the new Oud Extraordinaire, as well as the new Elysium Parfum, where we are going to go into these fragrances in depth and talk about why they're good and why they're bad, if they are. And we're getting into them, guys, and I'm so glad that you all are here. It's a pleasure to see you all. Let's get into it. Welcome, guys. This is, I am the Saint God Laton. I'm a Laton, the Saint God, and this is Simply Put Sense. And on this channel, we talk about some of the best and worst fragrances on the market today. And my goal, as always, is to help you smell amazing, but never ordinary. Every now and then I do talk about things that you already know, but I typically love to share with you things that people are kind of not focusing on. So we're getting into it. But of course, I'm talking about some really popular brands today, Tom Ford and Roja Parfum. Now, Tom Ford has been going through some really interesting shifts lately. In my opinion, I feel like Tom Ford's definitely going in the right direction. With their pricing, maybe not. But with their fragrances, for sure. I hate the fact that Tom Ford's price point is getting out of hand. But I also love the fact that Tom Ford's perfumes are starting to remind me of what made Tom Ford great. What made Tom Ford fragrances sought after and focused on. Like, they're definitely going back to those roots, back to those early days of unique, interesting experiences that absolutely smell like something Tom Ford would do. So we're about to get into them. So you already know about Black Lacquer, so I'm going to talk about that after this. But the fragrance I'd like to get your opinion, I'd like to talk to you all about first is the new Soleil Neige Parfum by Tom Ford. Guys, so Tom Ford Soleil Neige. When I smell this fragrance, I think of rain. To me, this fragrance, it's like a rainy day in spring. That's what I always felt about the original Soleil Neige. They came out with the Parfum version, which in my opinion is a lot more intense compared to the original Soleil Neige. But also, what's awesome about this experience is the overdose of citrus. The original Soleil Neige did not have this level of citrus just beating in on the scent. It came across more like a musky skin scent, whereas the new Soleil Neige is just a very beautifully done citrus floral that's just amazing and very easy to wear. So one of the things that I also found kind of interesting about these 2 new releases that were released back to black, a black bottle and a white bottle. If only we could get race relations to do this. Oh my God. Would America be amazing if we could just get everybody on the same page? Wouldn't it be awesome, guys? Wouldn't it be an amazing place if everyone could coexist? I would think that would be amazing. And hopefully we'll get there very soon. Hopefully. But anyway, I wanted to talk to you all about Soleil Neige first. So what's in Soleil Neige? Bergamot zest, mandarin orange, orange blossom absolute, rose absolute, white blossoms, amber ambrophix or ambroxan, benzoin, labdanum musk, styrax, and vanilla. The original Soleil Neige, in my opinion, was a very beautiful skin scent. It was literally, in my opinion, the first fragrance that Tom Ford ever created that fit within that skin scent aesthetic. Fragrances that smelled like a spa or your skin after an awesome bath or shower. And this fragrance kind of piggybacks off of that, but it doesn't smell as musky or as skin scent-ish. This smells more like a clean, citrusy floral, where Soleil Neige smelled like a really clean, powdery musk. This, though, I really enjoy. I really like this. I've had it on my skin now for 5 hours, and it has definitely stuck with me. And I have to say, I'm shocked because a lot of times when I smell, well, the original Soleil Neige did not last on my skin, but even though I really enjoyed it. This, though, awesome. Let me share with you my screen so you can see what this fragrance is doing, because I honestly feel like it's doing amazing. So, as you can already see, like Soleil Neige Parfum, part of the private blend from Tom, part of the part of the private blend from Tom Ford, an amazingly well done scent that is easy to wear and clean. Again, featuring a ton of citrus in the opening, a ton of florals in the mids, and a lot of, like, I guess you could say, ambery, darker notes in the base, along with the ambroxan. A very, very well balanced fragrance that gives hints of the original, but definitely it's going in a totally different direction than the original. And I really, really appreciate it. When I smell this, I don't get a rainy day scent solely. The original Soleil Neige I would typically only wear on rainy days or cloudy days. I feel like that fragrance perfectly fits that type of weather condition. This, though, this is insane. This, to me, I think is a lot more summer forward. I would say that this is a lot prettier than the original. I think men can wear this, but this is definitely speaking to people who appreciate a more, like, I guess you could say, feminine leaning or prettier fragrance. I don't get handsome from this. I don't get in between. It's decisively pretty, but I definitely think men can get away with it because of that freshness that you get after the fruit calms down. I'm into it, guys. I'm a really big fan of Soleil Neige, but I'm an even bigger fan of Black Lacquer, which I like to call Blacker Lacquer, because Blacker Lacquer, boy, man, this is so damn good. Black Lacquer by Tom Ford is Tom Ford's coming back to home moment. Like, this fragrance reminds me of what Tom Ford did when Tom Ford was a part of the company. This fragrance is a really unique experience of Sahara Noir. So if you're someone who really misses Sahara Noir, guess what? It's back. But under a completely different name, under a completely different bottle. Sahara Noir was an amazing fragrance. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. In case you guys forgot what Sahara Noir looks like, this fragrance is one of the best Tom Ford perfumes ever made. But the sad thing is that this fragrance, and here you go, this is what I'm talking about. That's Sahara Noir, guys. This fragrance was discontinued a very long time ago. It's on eBay for like $400 a bottle. And a lot of those bottles are fake. I'm just saying. So the fact that Tom Ford brought back Sahara Noir and to me, Black Lacquer reminds me of Sahara Noir, a flanker of it though, a spicier flanker. This could be Sahara Noir Parfum, in my opinion. Some people are saying that it reminds them of Black by Comme des Garçons, which I can also see. Some people say, and I definitely could see that. I do find that Black from Comme des Garçons is a lot fresher. But this also reminds me also of Mer Mystique, which is another fragrance that was released by Tom Ford this year, as well as, again, Sahara Noir. This smells like if Mer Mystique and Sahara Noir had a baby, you know. but I really, really can't help but smell the Sahara Noir experience in this fragrance. And I'm a huge fan. I feel like Black Lacquer is art. It's art, it's spicy, it's dark, it's beautiful, it's really, really easy to wear, but still very, very complex, very unique, has a lot of character, good longevity. It doesn't push off my skin the way I would wish it did. The way I wish it did. I feel like this fragrance is closer to your skin, but especially like after hour three, which most fragrances are, to be honest. But this is just such a beautifully done experience of woods and spice and incense. It's just next level. So what's in this fragrance? Well, let me show it to you guys. So Black Lacquer came out in 2024 on Parfumo. It has a rating of 7.8 out of 10. I definitely would say that this is a 8 out of 10 in my opinion. If I were to use this in my page rating system, P for poor, A for average, G for good, E for exceptional, this would absolutely be a G fragrance in my opinion, a good fragrance, and a easy to love experience if you're someone who loves a woody resinous fragrance for sure. It has elemi resin, mascar wood, wood lacquer. So there's a lot of industrialness going on in this. Frankincense, cedarwood, fir needle, styrax vinyl, apricot, black peony, black pepper, rum, and vetiver. It is complex. It is resinous. It is woody. It is like desert air. Not as dry as Sahara Noir was, but oh my God, is this a great fragrance. A fragrance, in my opinion, that entry level folks, if you're starting your fragrance journey, you might not understand it. It might not make sense to you, but damn, if you're someone who loves dark, spicy fragrances that are woody, that are easy to love, you're gonna find this to be awesome. Blacker Lacquer, guys, or Black Lacquer by Tom Ford. I like that option. I like the thought of this fragrance having vinyl and wood lacquer in it. You know what I mean? Because that's something that actually started. My fragrance journey started with Amen from Mugler, and that fragrance had a very distinct tar note in it that some people just couldn't understand or make sense of, but I always loved that fragrance, right? But the cool thing about this is very few people will be focusing on this fragrance, especially people who are just getting into their journey, especially people who kind of like feel like Tom Ford is like, a lot of people are discounting Tom Ford. It's really strange to me. Tom Ford was a brand that people used to like go nuts to get, right? Now I feel like, especially because of the more commercial releases, a lot of people, especially if you're in the fragrance community, they kind of feel like, when it comes to Tom Ford. I would absolutely not skip these two fragrances if I were you. This is the perfect experience. If you're a person who's never experienced Tom Ford and you want something awesome, if you want something clean, fruity, beautiful, this is it. If you want something dark, sexy, mysterious, spicy, you would love this. I love them both. It could be hers and his to make ours. Day forward, night forward, cold days, warm anytime. I mean, honestly, I would also wear Soleil Neige in cold weather, even though it's not like the perfect profile for a cold weather scent. I just think this fragrance is amazing, especially for ladies who love fruit and fragrance. But this isn't basic. This isn't pedestrian. It is commercial leaning, but there's quirkiness to it. There's something that's not so generic, not so easy about it that I really enjoy. I'm blown away, man. I'm really impressed with what Tom Ford did. And literally, they came out with these two fragrances back to back and they're awesome. They're absolutely amazing. So again, black lacquer if you're into those dark, woody, resonant, spicy scents, and of course Soleil Neige Parfum if you love more fresh florals with citrus. You cannot go wrong with either. I would absolutely advise to get your nose on both because I really think they're insane. I'm also kind of blown away by a couple of things. I wonder why. Just curious. I need to ask the team. Why does this bottle say TF on the top? Can you see that? And why does this bottle say Tom Ford? I find that very interesting. How they are completely not cohesive or consistent with that packaging. Usually Tom Ford is definitely on top of that. Fascinating. Anyway, just a little bit nerd musings about perfume. Anyway, guys, two great fragrances from Tom Ford should not be overlooked because Tom Ford is making a bunch of cherry fragrances. Definitely don't skip them. You will be shocked at how good they are. I do. Especially if you were a little bit disappointed by the cherries. Mermestir is also great, but I feel like this takes Mermestir to a much better place. I feel like if I was going to choose between this or Mermestir, I would go with Black Lacquer. So yeah, Tom Ford, out the way. Guys, the next line of fragrances, the 2 scents that I'd like to share with you are these 2 bad girls or boys or whoever's. Roja's Elysium Parfum, which is an insanely beautiful bottle. The iridescence of the crystal and the bottle itself mimics the Parfum Cologne, which came out just before this. And Aoud Extraordinaire or Oud Extraordinaire. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Let's get into this. So I'm going to let you all know, which I find very unique and interesting. One of the things that I'm going to let you all know about is the fact that a lot of people are going to be destroying Roja for these releases. Absolutely killing them. Why? Because a lot of people, especially people who are Roja fans, they're going to smell these and think, ugh, basic, generic, phone it in, money grabs, right? That's what a lot of people are going to smell when they smell these. I totally disagree. I've been mentioning this before. Roja fragrances are decisively classic leaning. You cannot be a brand that focuses on classic style perfumery and stay relevant forever. At some point, people are going to ignore you as new generations get into the market of perfume. And now more than ever, people who are not fragrance nerds like myself and like you all are starting to get into perfume and begin their fragrance journey. More people are starting their fragrance journey now than probably ever before. It is an absolute renaissance in the fragrance world, the amount of people who are becoming more and more into fragrance. And honestly, you cannot be your grandparents' brand forever. You have to create things that will allow people to onboard onto your line, and these fragrances do that. Why? Okay, let's start with this. So, do I feel like this fragrance is very simple? Yes and no. It's a profile that seems simple. It's a profile that smells been there, done that. But this fragrance is doing what has been done in a way that's really hard to duplicate. Why? Because it's exceptionally crafted. If you were to go on Parfumo, which I absolutely love more than Fragrantica, because I feel like on Parfumo, the reviews are well, I'll just say this. The reviews on Parfumo, I feel like you can take them more seriously. People on Fragrantica, their noses are broken. But Parfumo, Elysium Parfum features bergamot, blackberry, mandarin orange, and peach. Let me share with you on my screen. It also features cyclamen, freesia, geranium, jasmine, lily of the valley, magnolia, peony, tuberose, violet, ylang ylang. Base notes: cedar, musk, pink pepper, sandalwood, and vanilla. What do you get when you smell this? Beautiful. That's what I smell. I smell a very, very beautifully done, a very femininely pretty take on florals and fruit. The fruit in this fragrance is so rich, it's so thick, it's so beautiful that I'm blown away by the way it smells. This is the type of scent I want to smell over and over and over and over. Is it the most complex, weird fragrance? Absolutely not. It's easy for anyone to make sense of this scent. And that's not, again, a bad thing. Of course, Roja fans are going to feel that it's a bad thing because they're used to a certain thing. They're used to a certain aesthetic. And I noticed that when people or when companies try different things, when companies step outside of their known box, people hate them for it. And that's a shame. That's a shame because brands need to grow. Brands need to fill gaps in their collection. This fills those gaps. This is another scent that fills that gap. So if you were someone who liked the original Elysium Parfum, the cologne Parfum, the Parfum cologne, this bad girl. If you're someone who liked this fragrance, I think you're gonna love the new version. I feel like the new version makes I feel like the new version makes this version obsolete. Why would I go and buy that when this exists? Well, one could say pricing, because this is a little bit more expensive. One could say, well, if you like things that are a little bit more fresh, the original might be a better option. But to me, more is more. And this is more. And this smells so, so, so beautiful, guys. Like, again, people who love Roja, they're going to hate this. But I think it's so good. If I were to be around someone wearing this fragrance, I would absolutely want to keep smelling them. I don't care if it's not so strange for the Roja fanboys and girls out there. I don't care that you guys might find this a basic fragrance. It doesn't matter. It smells awesome. It smells beautiful. It's a richer fruity floral. That's it. It's a rich fruity floral with dark, warm, creamy notes in the base. It's tropical smelling. It's beautiful. It's an island in a bottle. If you're someone, but actually it's not even. I could get tropical. Kind of reminds me of like a tropical cocktail, you know what I mean? That sweet, syrupy style. That's what you're getting when you smell this. Again, people are going to hate it. People are going to absolutely destroy this fragrance, but I don't believe it's worth that hate. I don't think this is a hate-worthy scent. I will hate the price. I can understand if you're like mad at that, but again, I wouldn't be mad at that either because, just because it's expensive doesn't matter. It's not made for everyone. It's just not. So I guess you could say the pricing might be a little bit annoying to people, but I feel like this fragrance is just executed on another level. It's beautiful. It's very, very sexy. It's insane. It's absolutely beautiful. It's so much better than the fragrance flanker that it's kind of replacing, in my opinion. This replaces it. It makes it where, why would I go there when I can do this, If I were a woman, I would absolutely skip that and go straight to this. And if you feel like this fragrance isn't worth the price, I can understand if someone makes that assessment. Because in my opinion, fragrances are all about priority. What scents do you want to prioritize in your collection? And I can understand if someone would not want to prioritize this, if they love other things. I would honestly, yeah, I love this fragrance. I think this is so beautiful, and I cannot stop smelling it. Women who love classic styled fragrances, but with a modernness to it, will absolutely love this. I feel like this will appeal to women of all ages, young, older, You know, it doesn't matter. I feel like there's a lot of men who are gonna smell this and think, "My goodness, I need it," and I can understand why. I personally wouldn't wear this. I love it though, but I would not wear this. I just find it a little too fruity for my style and a little bit too floral. But I could definitely see a lot of men liking and loving it and wearing it and going off. So, am I one of those people who are going to be on the hate train when this fragrance gets so much destruction, when it gets out there and about, when more people smell it? Do I believe that I will be on the hate train? No, I will not. I will not join that train with you. I know some of you might be like, bro, come on, that smells so easy. And it is. It's a very easy to like fragrance, but there are levels to easy. There's easy and inexpensive smelling, and then there's easy and rich smelling. This is a rich smelling fruity floral. And if you've never smelled one, get your nose on it, because I believe this fragrance will definitely gain tons of positive reactions. I can't see how anybody would smell this and not think it smells good. You might hate the fact that it came out and it's a 50 mil for a high price. You might hate all that, but it's hard to hate the scent. It's hard to hate the way it smells because it's so damn beautiful. And now, last but not least, I love this scent, guys. And this is another fragrance from the brand that people are going to destroy. People are going to absolutely kill this scent. And I think they're already starting. People are saying some really rough things about Oud Extraordinaire, but looking at it from the context of the brand, which makes things make sense. Looking at it from the context of the brand, if you were to look at the Aouds from Roja, okay, the Aouds are Sweetie Aoud, Aoud, Amber Aoud. Oh no, not Sweetie Aoud. I'm bugging out. There is Oud Extraordinaire. There is Taif Aoud. There is Amber Oud and Amber Musk or Aoud Musk or Musk Aoud. And then there is the Aoud by itself. You know, five now are on the. There are now five Aouds in this presentation in the 100 ml size. Very expensive. Out of all of the Aouds, I will say this is the most likable. This is the hardest to hate of all of them. And a lot of people, again, are going to destroy this scent. They're going to say, it smells great, but it's too light. And I can understand some people's comment on that. I found that Oud Extraordinaire lasts on me about 5 to 7 hours. Sometimes I got 6, sometimes I got 5.5, sometimes I got 6.5. I've been wearing this fragrance for a while, and I've noticed that my experiences of it have been kind of shifting in terms of how it lives on skin. And it could be about the weather conditions, what I'm wearing, how active I am that day. But I find that, oh, and also, I think it also has a lot to do with the sprayer. The sprayer on this, let me just show you something. Here. So when you spray this fragrance, you see that? I don't even think you'll see it. But basically, this fragrance has one of the best sprayers in the fragrance world. Roja sprayers are absolutely like fog machines. The problem with that, though, if you're spraying it like you normally would, it's not going to last on you the way you would want it to. If you want a fragrance to stick. You know what I mean? This fragrance is going to have to be sprayed closer to the body part you're spraying it on for it to smell as robust as you would want it to. So that's a little bit of a skill or a bit of a hack. If you're smelling this in public and you spray it on your skin, far away from your skin, by the time you get out the store and get to where you're going, get back home, you're probably going to find that this fragrance is light. But if you spray it closer to your skin, and I'm going to just demonstrate really quickly. If I spray it like so, I don't know if you can see that, but this, I don't think you can see that. So if you spray it close to your hand, this is the kind of, this is what you want to see. You want to see wet. You want to see that. When you wear this fragrance, that's how you want it to look on your skin. You want it to look wet. If it's diffused over your skin and you don't see that glistening oil from the oils in the scent, you're not going to get the robust vibe that you're looking for, because this fragrance is so diffused when you spray it in the air or when you spray it on skin. See, like if I spray it from here, it's just going to be a mist. By the time it gets to me, it's going to be already very light. So what I would suggest when you're wearing this fragrance, when you're testing this fragrance, don't spray it like this and think, oh, it's going to last. It's Aoud, it's Roja. No, it's not going to do it. It's not going to stick it the way you'd like it to. So what I would suggest is get in there, get close to the neck, get close to the ears where you want it. Like really, really get in there. Exactly. And I agree with you 100%, Cheryl. Roja's way too expensive to spray in the air and just waft through it, you know. I never wear my fragrances that way, and I suggest you don't either. But it's really important that when you spray this scent, you spray it closer to your skin than you normally would, or it will literally come across a lot lighter than it really is. So the sprayer, I feel like, affects how this fragrance lives on skin, and it's not as light as some people are saying it is. What I will say, why I love this fragrance so much, is because, in my opinion, this is the easiest oud that Roja has created. Some people are going to say again, this is too simple. This is way too commercial. This is way too basic, especially for the price. I could understand how some people would say that. But when you smell this fragrance, I want you to ask yourself, what does it smell like? That's what I want you to ask yourself. What does this smell like? Because I'm going to let you know, I can't figure it out. I don't know a fragrance that smells like this outside of Roja. There is no dupe of this on the market right now. There is none. It's a very, very familiar experience done in a way that's unfamiliar. And I feel like this fragrance will get hate from the traditionalists from Roja, but random people who just love to smell beautiful will smell this and love it and get it and be like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's like this, guys. Also, there's 5 Aouds. This one and Taif Aoud are the only 2 of the 5 that I feel like most people could smell and appreciate. And even the Taif Oud is very particular in terms of who can get into it and who can't. There's a lot of people who smell Taif Oud and think, ooh, nah, I'm good. That's okay. I'm okay, you know. But it's hard to smell this and hate this fragrance. Some men are going to smell this and think, ooh, that's too fruity. But it's so good. I think a lot of guys, especially men under 40, will smell this and think, okay, I could do this. I could really, really do this. It's very, very easy to wear. It's featuring pineapple, pear, apple, mango, peach, plum, bergamot, grapefruit, mandarin, orange. Literally 9 fruit in the top notes alone. And when you smell it, you can get remnants of each one of those fruits, but it doesn't come across like each fruit is screaming. So there's not one fruit in this scent that literally will beat any of the others. There are 9 fruits in that opening that blend to a fruity basket, a fruit salad, if you will, that is absolutely unbelievably beautiful and also very original and unique to this scent. People are gonna hate it, but I'm like one of those people. I like to play devil's advocate, you know. I would hate a fragrance that smells easy, redundant, like a fragrance that all kinds of brands have already made. You're not gonna. So if you're someone who is like, why would I spend the amount of money to own that fragrance, Oud Extraordinaire? The reason why is because you're not gonna find this fragrance anywhere else. It's insanely good. Also, the oud in this perfume never comes out at you, especially until the oud in this fragrance doesn't really hit you till the dry down. But when you spray it, you're gonna notice a little hint of animal. There's a grr in this fragrance, but that grr isn't like, ugh. It's not a funk, you know? It's like a little bit of an animalic quality hiding behind all the fruit and florals in this scent. And it does an awesome job. It's so insane. It kind of reminds me, and it doesn't smell like it doesn't smell anything like it. But if you've ever smelled Panda by Zoologist, Panda is one of those fragrances. Well, the original. I don't know what it's doing now because they changed a lot. They reformulated everything. I don't know if Panda is still what it was like 7 or 8 years ago. But Panda, when I first smelled it, was like the easiest to like fragrance from Zoologist, and it had this really interesting quirk of musk, a dirty musk in the base that made that fragrance kind of like a Dr. Jekyll or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Or is it Mr. Hyde? Yeah, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Same thing going on with this. There's two different vibes in this fragrance, but you're not gonna know the dirtiness until way, way later. And even then, it's not gonna come across like a barn. This Aoud is easy to like, easy to wear, not as long lasting as I would hope, but honestly, the wearability, the uniqueness, and the absolute, like I would say, the blend of this fragrance makes the performance, I would say, not as big of a deal for me. I just think this is such a unique, beautifully done fruity floral with a little bit of animal in the base that I feel like, and it's warmer as it gets dark, as it dries down. I think this fragrance is so damn good. And of course, a lot of people are gonna again feel like, damn man, why is Roja making all these easy fragrances? There is nothing like this in the Oud collection. There's nothing like this in Roja's Oud collection. And I would say he needed stuff like this. He needed things like this. He needed fragrances that appealed to more casual vibes. All of those fragrances smell like something you would wear with a suit or a gown if you're a woman. You know, like you don't wear the Aouds from Roja looking casual. This is a casually done Aoud that smells expensive, that smells rich. And it's good, guys. The hate on this fragrance is all about the price. And I can understand why people are going to, again, hate the cost. Fragrances are going up in prices every year. Fragrances are expensive, you know. But I feel like if you're going to spend money on a fragrance, if it's interesting, if it's doing something other fragrances are not, if it's expensive and I love it, it's worth the price to me. I really feel like uniqueness in fragrance is worth the price. You're paying for exclusivity. You're paying for something that is not common. You're paying for something that you're not going to smell outside of this bottle. And that's what you're paying $700 for. And yes, this is a very expensive fragrance. Oh no, it is very high. It is very, very high. Aggressively so. And I'm not going to lie to you. It is a very high fragrance. But I honestly feel like people with the disposable income will smell this and get it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It is so good. But yeah, definitely this is an interesting video because we have a brand going back to their roots and a brand kind of leaving their roots in a sense, kind of venturing away from what they're known for. Whereas Tom Ford is going back to what we loved and knew about Tom Ford. And I feel like Roja is doing the opposite. Both brands needed that though, because Tom Ford, a lot of people who love Tom Ford miss what Tom Ford used to do, and they want Tom Ford to kind of go back to its roots doing that. And I feel like Roja's fragrances, a lot of people who smell Roja find them amazing, but feel like they're way too classic, way too mature. Some people say I love them, but maybe in the second, third half of my life, not right now. You know what I mean? And honestly, these fragrances will not allow you to have to make that consideration. You could wear them today if you're under 30, if you're under 40. You're not going to feel like you're wearing a classic fragrance that's an homage to a 1950s perfume. That's not what these are doing, and that's what Roja needed. So I wanted to talk to you about these four fragrances because I honestly feel like they're really, really well done for different reasons, of course. Again, these are going to get piled on, destroyed in the fragrance world, in the fragrance community. But if you're not a veteran in the fragrance community, smell them. Ignorance is bliss, and these will absolutely, absolutely make you smile. They're beautifully done. I really, really like this one. I like this one too. If you're a lady, you're gonna love it. If you're a guy who likes fruity florals, you're gonna love it. But I really like this. I really, really like this. This was needed. It's beautiful, the fruitiest of the Aouds, the most easy to wear of the Aouds, the most wearable, the most enjoyable, the easiest to compliment. They don't come across Middle Eastern either. That's the other thing I think. This fragrance is the first Aoud from Roja that smells more Western in its style than the others. All of the others smell like they were made for a person from the Middle East, or they were made for people with that aesthetic or that taste. This was definitely made for a Western palate, and it's sick, guys. Oud Extraordinaire. People are going to destroy it, but they shouldn't. I think they're really, really good. I'm curious to see what you all have been chatting about. Yes, absolutely. They're Troll Grantica. I love that. Attention span, you are on point. Because that's exactly what it's like on Fragrantica. It's like people just go in there to say stupid things and to hate what everyone else likes. You know, it's like politics. It's like politics has literally seeped into Fragrantica and the fragrance community in general, because that energy of conspiracies and conspiracy theories and misunderstandings and misinterpretations are really, really running amok, and everybody is starting to feel like they're being, you know, like tricked or preyed upon by the fragrance industry. I literally watch a bunch of dudes on TikTok and YouTube like start a whole, like build a channel that's huge because of dupes, telling people that the fragrance world is tricking them or ripping them off, selling fragrances that cost dollars, like a few dollars, for like $500, and that never happens. That never ever happens. No one is making a perfume for $5 and then selling it for $500. That doesn't occur in the fragrance industry. That doesn't occur in the fragrance world. But there are people out here pushing dupes that they're getting, you know, discount codes for, that you're buying, giving them tips and giving them commissions that are absolute crap, that should never be on your skin, that are toxic, that literally might have you growing extra thumbs and toes. But they're out here doing it and going in. But honestly, horrible. But I honestly feel like there's a lot of crazy misinterpretations going out right now that are like invading the fragrance industry and invading the fragrance community. That honestly is insane. But I'm really, really thankful that you all joined me on this live. I just had to talk to you about a couple of these fragrances that I absolutely love. I do feel like Tom Ford and Roja are on to something. They're definitely on to something. And these brands are absolutely destroyed and hated because of the fact that their pricing is a certain way. I don't give a crap about pricing, because there's ways to just put 50 here, put 30 there, put 30 there, and then wait for a really cool sale to get what you like. You don't have to have everything right now. You can literally go into the stores, get samples, or just wear them for the day to love them and experience them. You don't have to own them to enjoy them. I don't understand why people get so angry because fragrances are expensive, when you can literally go to a store and literally wear the most expensive perfumes for free. I don't understand. You can also go to these stores, get samples of these expensive fragrances, and now you have the scent for a week to enjoy without paying a dime. You don't have to spend a ton of money to smell like you have, you know? So I definitely get why people get upset, but not really, to be honest. Honda Accords go up every year. And so does fragrance. And so does groceries. And so does home prices. Everything goes up. That's capitalism, guys. That's capitalism. Be mad at capitalism. Don't be mad at Tom Ford and Roja. They're charging what the market will bear, and the market will bear this price point. They will. They will. And people will absolutely go off. I'm sold out almost of this one. This is already gone, like practically. And I just got this in the store. You know? Oud Extraordinaire, literally a few bottles left. People are going crazy about them, especially people who like Roja but find their fragrances way too classic styled, way too old school. These are bringing Roja back into the modern days, and they're insane. So, so glad you all joined this channel. Let's see what Cheryl is saying. Mr. Roja did speak about this fragrance experience, the Middle East and the Oud fragrances. I think he saw the space to make a Western oud, and that is good. Agreed, Cheryl. This is finally an oud that people don't have to feel like, oh my God, I'm wearing a sheep's fur on my skin today. Like, you don't have to feel like you've like slid into poo, got up, and now you're smelling like dirty oud. No, you don't have to. You don't have to wait to leave the house. You can literally spray this and grab it and go, and you're gonna smell awesome. In every car you get into, people are gonna want to know what you're wearing. When you get to the party or to the event you're going to, people are gonna wanna know what you're wearing. And that's why I feel like this fragrance is insane. It's a little bit, it's just amazing. I mean, I don't know why to hate, guys. I really don't know why to hate. I feel like people just need to open their minds and allow companies to grow and to expand and to fill the gaps in their collection that are there. You know, just go with it. If you're not a fan of this, don't hate the brand. Just wait for the next release, because I'm sure the next release will probably not be so. I have a feeling that Roja is going to go, well, actually, the new release from Roja is going to be a Bergdorf Goodman exclusive that I helped them conceive of. I gave them literally the style of the scent, and they followed my suggestion to the T. A great fragrance also. It's going to be coming out in December, and we're only getting 100 bottles of them. They're going to sell out like probably within the first 2 to 3 days when we get the bottles. So yeah, really wanted you to talk. I really wanted to talk about these two. Really wanted to talk about the two amazing fragrances from Tom Ford. Very well done. An amazing experience. And guys, if you're in New York and you'd like to meet me at Bergdorf Goodman, please do. Here is my number. If you want to link up at Bergdorf Goodman, or if you just want to text me and get some feedback, if you have a fragrance that you want my feedback on, I would absolutely give you my feedback. If you want to text me a picture of your fragrance collection, I will analyze it and let you know what you could use to make your collection even better. I would love to be a resource for you all, and it's always an honor to serve and always an honor to be there for you guys and girls out there. It's always a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to be there for you. So it's never a bother. If you need suggestions, feedback, use this number. Let me know what you're into. Let me know what you'd like help on, and it's yours. So guys, I hope you're having an amazing rest of your day. I am going to absolutely get out of here. 4 awesome fragrances worthy of your time, worthy of your consideration, regardless of the price. Even if they're too expensive for you to buy, wear them, experience them, see what they're doing. I think you're going to be impressed. Anyway, guys, I hope you're blessed. Thank you, Jason, so much. Always appreciate you and your amazing comments, brother. Really thankful to you. Thanks for the awesome fragrance education each live stream. E, thank you so much for that. That makes my day, because I like to entertain but also offer like some knowledge at the same time, you know, if I have any, you know what I mean? So anyway, guys, thank you so much. I hope you're all blessed. Cheryl, have an awesome night. Jason, have an amazing night. Fundamental understanding. I've been everywhere, bro. Definitely you need to catch up, you know what I'm saying? I'm always doing lives, but you know, I'm also doing now recorded videos as well. Check them out. Yes, I really do appreciate you all. Thank you so much, attention span. Thank you so much, Jason, again. Sly Dunbar, thank you so much. I hope you're having an awesome one as well. And I'll speak to you all again. Have a blessed one. I'm Alayton, the Scent God, and this is Simply Put Sense. And I'm simply OUT. Peace.